So you all might remember me telling you that I had a look up on the information on the Liferaft, and the only information I could find about it was from like circa my year of birth, I think from memory, around 88, in a yachting magazine. So I suspected the Liferaft was quite old. With all of the paperwork problems I've been having, I had to contact Chuffed's previous owner to get his signature on a document. And while I had him, I decided to ask about the Liferaft. And he said that he knows he bought it before 2000, he's not sure of the date, and that its last service would have been around 2005. So it hasn't been serviced for 13 odd years, which is too long, obviously. Ideally they're serviced every 3 years. Some companies recommend a little more, a little less. So I'm going to try and get it out today. I suspect it's going to be in pretty terrible condition, and I suspect I'm going to need a new one. So this episode is going to be really all about safety equipment. And although I make light of some things during it, particularly the Lifevests, I do take it really seriously, and that's why I'm making the episode about our safety equipment. I'm also trying to raise a little extra money to get the Liferaft in particular. The 2 Lifevests I'm looking at ordering are the Crew Savers. They look really good with spray hoods and the kind of crotch strap attachments, which everyone I've talked to has highly recommended. They're going to be around, I think it's around $350 for both, plus some shipping. Unfortunately, the life rafts are very, very expensive, especially in Costa Rica. The cheapest quote I've had so far is $2,700. The hard thing with life rafts is it's very difficult to order them overseas and have them delivered. So although they might be cheaper in America, I would then get charged a very heavy tax plus shipping to get it into Costa Rica. And often they'll only ship by ground because of the canisters and things inside them to inflate them. So that kind of rules that out a little bit for me. So I think my only option is going to be going for this one. Yeah, that's what this episode is all about. A little bit of a Chuff special. We're jumping forward in time, and I am going to test the 2 types of life jackets we have on board, and have a feeling they're not going to be very good. I need new life jackets. Alright, so good life jackets have crotch straps so you don't end up like that in the water, but anyway, so that's already, this also looks like it's made for a person slightly bigger than me. God, I can't even find it. It just broke. Not even a little bit. Much useless.
Yeah, the other one, the zip doesn't work.
Fashion accessory. Number 2. So we have a few of these on board. These ones might have been the worst ones to grab, but none of them are good. This is a really bad one as well. I rolled myself that time. These would only help you stay afloat. They wouldn't help you if you fell off unconscious or something. So as you could see with those life vests, obviously they broke, not good. But even if they didn't break, they're too big for me in particular, and they didn't roll me onto my back, which is really important because if you're unconscious and you get knocked into the water, if I went face down, I would just drown even in the life vest. So that's a really important feature. Like I said, I'm looking at the Crew Savers. They're actually ones that inflate in the water. You have to be submerged, and they inflate around 10 seconds or a little less than after you're submerged. So I think that's going to be a really good idea because then they're going to be comfortable, so we can wear them at all times while sailing. They have a harness attachment, which is really important for safety. And when they inflate, they roll you onto your back so you do not drown. So that's really good. And I am also getting, in the price, I'm looking at getting the little hoods that a lot of people have recommended because they shield you in rough weather from like inhaling all the water, because even if your head's out, out of the water, if it's raining super hard and there's waves, that's not a good thing. So I figured I'm going to spend a little extra and just get the proper attachments and yeah, basically get everything that I need. I think I'm going to just cut into this because it's kind of like glued down. It looks pretty moldy, water's obviously gotten in. I'm just going to cut through that plastic and have a look what it looks like inside. So just having a quick initial look, it doesn't look like super terrible, but it doesn't look super great either. Alrighty. So there's a lot of molds on it, which isn't the end of the world. Got drinking water, bunch of safety equipment. I think that might be the water anchor there. Alright, let me show you these. Can't see the screen very well, so hopefully you're in the right spot. These are the hand flares. So I would hazard a guess that's not gonna work. I'm not even sure that I should really be touching some of this stuff. 12-hour green safety light. I could definitely check these. They might be worth keeping. Alright, so this one's another flare. I mean, again, these ones don't look as in terrible condition, but I would guess date of manufacture. Can't work out if that says 93 or, oh, it says 93. Check this out. Date of manufacture at 93. So I definitely wouldn't be putting a whole lot of trust in those. Oh, it's emergency ration. Vitamin biscuit bars, baked wheat, fat, glucose. Replace after 4 years. 1992. So this Liferaft is definitely from at least, like, you would think the 93, 95 maybe area of purchase, because I can't see how they would put really old stuff in them. That's what it looks like just for fun. Oh, let me see. So they're like little blocks of food. Yeah, I would assume my drinking water is no longer safe to drink. I mean, even little things like the ropes are super worn. I definitely wouldn't trust that this plastic would be in good condition. I mean, like there's a tear here. We'll try and get it off the boat. I mean, this is already separating here. Look at that. I'm just peeling that off. See here? Peel, 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 peel. And that's my, you know, the cover. So when it's inflated, this cover's up in the air and protecting us. And obviously, it's peeling apart. It's not protecting us. Oh, there's a knife here. I mean, at the very least, this is a really good way for me to know, you know, like what the life rafts contain and how they kind of come together, because obviously when you get a new one you don't inflate it and then you don't really even know how they work. So alright, I'm going to take all this stuff out of it and then try and get it off the boat and maybe pull the cord, I guess. I doubt it'll inflate. I might be able to reverse inflate it with the vacuum perhaps. These little guys are the light sticks, and you snap them and then shake them, and there's like a tiny glow. I'll put yours in the locker here and we'll see if we can. Actually, I think they are worth keeping. That's from 92. These were packed, and that's pretty awesome that they have a glow still. I'll keep those because, yeah, that's cool. I'll definitely keep these little fellas, little mini oars. What else do we have in here? I think that is like the kind of instructions. Fishing. I'll keep that actually. Gel capsules for seasickness. Definitely going to get rid of those because they're from 95, but I mean, awesome that they have it, but I'm not an advocate of taking tablets that are that old. Ugh. 2 sponges which are literally falling apart, and they're very wet. I'd like to point that out, which means this raft has been sitting damp because they're soaking wet. Looks like a few more little instruction things. Yeah, to try and help you know what you're doing. Some very, very old batteries and a whistle. We also have a little first aid kit here, which I will go through. Oh, a nice little reflector. I'll keep that. That looks good. Oh, 2 reflectors. Definitely keeping those. And I will keep this too, because that's the like pump, which I may even use to inflate it, depending on what I can find to inflate it with. All right, it is raining now, so the life raft is sitting out there in the rain. Obviously, if I thought it was salvageable, I wouldn't do that, but I'm fairly confident that this life raft is no good. I'm going to see if the rain passes a little, and then I'm going to try to inflate it. For now, I'm just taking everything out of it and putting it in the bin, and giving it to the marina, the dock captain, who will make sure like the flares and things like that are disposed of properly, so they don't end up in with something, you know, flammable. I mean, the thing is that obviously I'm disappointed with the fact the life raft's in poor condition, because it means I definitely do need to get a new one, and there's really no way around it. It's beyond a point of patching and things like that, and the cost of getting it repaired, really, it just isn't worth it. But looking on the bright side, I definitely feel like I have especially once I inflate it, I think it'll be even more so if it inflates. I definitely feel like I have a much better understanding of how the life rafts work now that I've pulled this one apart. You know, what's inside them, what each thing does, and even just how they kind of sit. Like, I can see now where there's the little ballast in the bottom. I can see how the little tent comes across. I can see how it would all come together, and I think that's something really important. My plan, the life raft that I'm looking at here is also a crew saver life raft, and it is quite a good quality one, 4-person. It doesn't come in a hard case. I'd prefer a hard case, but they don't have them here in Costa Rica. It's just a soft. So I think I'll keep this hard case and give it a really good clean, and at least that'll offer some protection. It's light enough that 1 person can throw it overboard easily. Yeah, and I just think it's nice to have had a good look at this one, because I really do think it's changed my understanding of how the life raft is. And I'm planning on, if I do go with the Crew Saver, they've actually got you know, reviews and deployment and different things like videos online, and that's a really good thing as well, because I just think in an emergency the last thing you want to be doing is trying to figure out like, oh, was it this cord or this cord, or how do I do this? Yeah. So the moment you've all been waiting for, we will inflate it soon. So one thing I'm realizing with this one is I'm really struggling to lift it myself. Which obviously isn't ideal. If someone's injured, you need to be able to lift the life raft by yourself. This is the canister, it's huge. It goes from here all the way down. And that's the really heavy part. Obviously it'd be easier if it was still all packaged up, but yes. That's a bit sad. They're kind of inflated-ish. Not really. And it's deflating as fast as it inflated. Yeah, it's got some holes in it. Yeah. Serious.
The good thing is,
holes
if it's an emergency, we know it's not good.
Yeah, that way. I'm going to put it in the bin. So.
Well, now that we know.
Alright, it's already deflated. You can kind of see how it would normally sit. That was slightly underwhelming. Yeah, good to know. It blew out a hole in the side and then everything just came out. It didn't even really inflate. Yeah, the plastic was just too far gone. So that life raft is going in the bin. Well, actually Jose, the dock manager, is going to take it and do something with it. So, and yeah, I'm going to look at getting a new one. So in terms of the money I'm trying to raise to get more safety equipment, I have been slowly putting away money just for safety equipment. Every time, you know, we've got a little bit extra in the kitty for the month, I've been trying to save that for specifically for this. Unfortunately, with all the marina fees I've been paying because of the paperwork problems, you know, we haven't been having as much left over as normal, so it's taking a little longer than I would have liked. So the total cost, like I said, the life raft looks like it's going to be $2,700. I am going to investigate whether I can get it cheaper in Panama and bring it in, or what the options are there. I'm also considering traveling from here to Panama, close to the coast, because it really isn't very far, and then purchase the life raft in Panama if there's a tax problem, so I'll look into that. Yes, so that's an option. I mean, I prefer not to be on the boat without a life raft, but in saying that, we've been on the boat without a life raft that works for the last 2 years, so hopping just over to Panama is a very short little cruise, and hugging close to the shore would be quite safe. So I need to just calculate that cost properly and see whether I can get it cheaper, but it's still probably going to be around that $2,500 to $3,000 mark for a good life raft. And as I said already, the life jackets with everything ended up coming to around $350. So in total, what's that? Probably around $3,200-ish. So I'd really like to try and get $1,500 extra to go towards that, on top of what I've already saved up, and probably put a little bit of my own money towards it, just because I think safety, even though, like I said, I've made light of a few of these things and kind of giggled about it, but you know, it's funny the state things are in, but at the same time, you know, it's serious, and safety does need to be taken seriously. So if you would like to donate, obviously becoming a patron helps us out month by month, so definitely if you've been considering becoming a patron, please do. We always love having new Chuffed crew on board. Otherwise, I've set up a PayPal donation on the website that you can donate to, and you can put a little message there that it's for the life raft, and I will keep everybody updated on how much money has been raised for the life raft through that. And if you become a patron and want it to go towards the Liferaft as well, please just put that in there, and you know, the first month or 2 months or whatever donations can go directly towards that. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys learnt something about life rafts and life vests as well. I certainly have. You know, sailing's anything but a learning curve, so yeah. And you know, I got a few useful little items out of it, bailing buckets, mini oars, that kind of thing. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and as always, stay chuffed.